Not sure what's going on, but hoping their screens tell us something. There they are. Hey guys, thanks for checking in. This was a call for a suspicious person. I see two suspicious persons. They got vests on, hats. Looks like they're carrying firearms. And then we have a somebody else that's here too. Looks like they're checking his pulse. So he's suspicious because he might be high. They're suspicious because, well, we know. Pretty sure he doesn't have to submit to something like this. Anybody know about that? You know you have to submit to a breathalyzer or a blood test if you're driving. But do you have to submit to a check the pulse? Oh wow. Karen, Melissa, Ron, I appreciate you all. Tastar Techno Nova, Kay Stevenson, I appreciate you. I really want to tell him that he doesn't have to. That he doesn't have to submit to this test. That it could only hurt him. But I'm afraid that they would say that I was obstructing. We have an ongoing issue here, me and these guys. I'm going to be filing suit in the next week or two. And I don't want any charges before then. So I'll wait till after I file suit. Lost. So he's riding a bike. They're going to get him for a DUI on a bike. And they're going to convict him on the submission of evidence of a voluntary sobriety test that is not mandatory and can only hurt, never help. This, my friends, is called signing an admission of guilt rather than remaining silent and comply only with what's required by law. Shouldn't be people should be advised of their right before submitting to something that can be used against them. I mean, what happened to anything you say? Everything you say may be used against you. How about anything you say or do may be used against you?
Does that make sense? You need me to repeat it? You understand the directions? You do understand the directions? You do? Okay. So, go on you, okay, until I tell you stop. Turn that low.
A non-mouse. Nice to see you. No, that's gonna do it for him. Louis and Tell. I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody, if you could hit the thumbs up, that'd be cool. Unfortunately, this person just convicted themselves by taking a field sobriety test, FST. Next time, don't submit to those tests. It's not mandatory. That right there is the only sergeant in town that I haven't had an issue with. He ignores me every time, which is obviously my preferred way of doing things. Looks like we have a PERT officer here. That is a mental health expert. But they work so closely, how could you be an expert, right? He definitely doesn't want to go back to jail. And you know, jail is tough everywhere, you guys, but San Diego County has the highest death rate in the entire state in jail, in custody death rate. It also has been action has been taken by a group of attorneys with regard to conditions, and in court documents they have proven the conditions to be cruel and inhumane. And I have to attest that when they arrested me wrongfully for filming, I spent a night in jail, and they are indeed cruel and unusual punishment in this county. So it's really funny when all these guys act like they're doing something for the community when they end up putting people guilty and not in an inhumane condition. I mean, it's one thing to be separated from your family, restricted from any regular movement, and it's a whole other thing to be treated like an animal. So in these jails, without even getting into the mainstream, which I understand is comparable, but they have toilets that haven't been flushed in days, maybe even weeks, filled to the top, with no other option but to use either it or the floor next to it. I know that sounds dramatic, but it's not a joke. I was in 3 holding cells. Only one had a working toilet. So I've been talking to people as they come out. I own a business here in town, and I have the unfortunate occasion to talk to people that have recently been in, and it appears that the conditions still haven't changed. I don't understand how anybody calls himself good and takes somebody else to something like that and call that good. What the fuck is good about that? So that sergeant that's got his, rather that deputy that's got is facing us, it's Sergeant Drivik. Drivik is part of the lawsuit that I'll be announcing this week or next. He was at the substation, fumbling over his words, really acting like he wished he wasn't having to deal with it. But you know, that blue line keeps them all on that same side, whether it's right or wrong. Right, their side is their side. So if one's wrong, they're all wrong together. That's what that line keeps them. And he was definitely on that line. Should be some sort of a drug test for that line that they'd be taking. The blue line. So he just went down on a DUI bicycle, which is as bad. Messes up your license just as bad. Jaywalking is not legal right now in California. Well, it's legal, but they did it as officer discretion, and we know how that is. So I strongly suggest to cop watchers, before you walk across the street, film both sides, because you know it looks better in court when you have your own evidence. So we're gonna have to start proving them to be liars. So we got to appreciate Deputy Drivik here for leaving his screen on for us. We'll be seeing him again in a lawsuit very shortly. Deprivation of rights under the color of law. Looking forward to that. I appreciate you guys checking in and watching my back or front, or you know, being there for me. We're in Imperial Beach. It's a beautiful day. Rains came through Southern California, but didn't quite hit this far in any major way. So everything just turned greener, and it's another beautiful day in San Diego. Imperial Beach specifically. See you again soon.